In the next example, we're going to use what we call the change of base formula. And the change of base formula is a way for us to evaluate logs using our graphing calculators, or any calculator. Since our calculators only have the log key and the natural log key, we can't change the base. So that log key is a base of 10, and our natural log key is at base of e. There's no other bases that we have on our calculators. So a way to evaluate logs that have a different base, we can use what we call the change of base formula. And that says if we have the log base b of x, we can take the log of any base of the x and divide it by the log of any base, but being the same as the top, of b. What we want to do is we want to either choose the log base 10 or the natural log. So let's take a look at example 5 so I can explain how this works. In letter A, we have the log base 4 of 7. Now, normally you could think to yourself, well, 4 raised to what power is going to be 7? But that's not going to come out nice. So instead of doing it that way, you could look to plug it into your calculator, but again, there's no base 4 on your calculator. So we're going to use the change of base formula. So we could use the log base 10, or the log of 7, and divide it by the log of 4. Or we could use the natural log. So natural log of 7 divided by the natural log of 4. Then you're going to plug that into your calculator, and I'm going to show you what that should look like. So if we plug in our calculator, we'd have the log of 7. Now make sure you close that parenthesis, then divide it by the log of 4, and close that parenthesis. If you hit enter, we have 1.403677. This says to round it to the nearest thousandth. So this would be approximately 1.404 in the thousandth spot. And I just want to show you that the natural log is the same. So if we use the ln button, the ln of 7, and divide that by the natural log of 4, and hit enter, you see that you get the exact same thing. So whether we use the log or we use the natural log, they are the same answer. If we take a look at letter B, we have the log base 1/2 of 6. So we could do this as the log of 6 over the log of 1/2. Or again, we could do it as the natural log of 6 over the natural log of 1/2. If we plug that into our calculator, let's clear this out, we get the log of 6, again, don't forget to close your parentheses, divided by the log of 1 divided by 2, close that parenthesis. If we hit enter, we have negative 2.5849, which would get us approximately negative 2.585. And just to show you that the natural log is the same, the natural log of 6 divided by the natural log of 1/2 will also give us negative 2.585. Next, I would like you to do the try this. So if we go ahead down here, go ahead for me and evaluate the log base 7 of 19, and then we can check our answer. If you did the try this correctly, you should have gotten to the nearest thousandth, 1.513. If you have questions, let me know.